Pasadena created the No Cussing Club, and he's actually getting some national recognition for what he's done. Now he's been on Jay Leno, he met tons of celebrities. He's even created the official No Cussing Challenge on his website.
And he's hoping, it looks like it's going to happen, that California is going to adopt a No Cussing Week. And this morning we are joined by Assemblyman Anthony Portantino, who is actually behind this as well, and the Assembly, the legislature known for not passing a lot, getting a lot done. But this is something you guys can certainly all agree on.
Well, I'm hopeful. We're going to take it up this morning on the floor of the Assembly. And as I told one person the other day, if it doesn't pass with unanimous support, I might be tempted to use an expletive to describe my feelings.
So, how many times do you guys get ideas from teenagers, high school kids that end up becoming just even ideas or resolutions? Is that common?
I think that's the beauty of this whole thing. Is it started by a kid who's now in high school but was in junior high several years ago in South Pasadena. And when you have an opportunity to see somebody take something by the tail and run with it, I think it's incumbent upon us to support that. And what a concept. Let's take time out, take a breath, use sensitive language, and focus on some of the more important things. And so I'm happy that it came from a teenager in my district, and I'm pleased to see it hopefully pass today on the Assembly.
Your pre-politic life, you were in the entertainment industry. You were a head writer, one of the writers for art director for a big show. Being on a Hollywood lot, you're no stranger to people talking like sailors. So is this why it's sensitive to you?
Well, even as a kid, my mother had a no cussing jar in our house to make us be aware of it. And, you know, I was on a conference call the other day, and I had my phone on speakerphone, and my daughter was in the other room, and there was somebody using, you know, four-letter words every third word. I had to cut it off, and you know, people just use words, whether they're on a movie set. The idea that when we used to go to our grandmother's house, we would use sensitive language, we just instinctively knew to do that. We just don't think that way anymore. And so for me, to see the opportunity to just say to people, take a breath. You know, when you're in an airport, the luggage is going to come around the carousel one more time.
It's going to be okay.
You don't have to run somebody over and curse at that moment. And
you stub your toe really hard, might let you go a little bit. Explain the jar in front of you now. What's going to happen there?
This is the jar. McKay Hatch, who is the young person who came up with this idea, has these labels on his website. We're going to deliver 120 of these today to every office in the state capitol, including the governor's office. And you raise money. I've already put $5 in my jar because I know next week I'm probably going to break it. So I put some indulgence money in there ahead of time. And then each office can donate the money that they raise to a charity of their choice. And I applaud McKay for coming up with the idea.
I'm working on using substitutes. I've been using fudge and darn a whole lot these days.
Is good.
All of that works. Here's the website right here, the No Cussing Club, and he has 35,000 people who've signed up for it. So
that's great.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Absolutely. If you remember the old Honeymooners episode, he said, pins and needles, needles and pins, a happy man is a man who grins.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, he's introduced.
This is the Fox 11 10 o'clock news.
All right, watch your mouth, at least for a few days. Remember McKay Hatch? 3 years ago, he started a no cussing club at South Pasadena High. He was ridiculed, taunted, and yes, even cussed at. But he gained national recognition, and this week, lawmakers in Sacramento are jumping on board with 1 week ban on profanity.
What better thing to do than to leave the world better than when we touch it each time, and that's the theme of this wonderful effort.
The bill is expected to pass in the next few days, and that will make the first week in March in California cuss-free.
Live from ABC 7, this is Eyewitness News in high definition.
Watch your language. That message today from the California State Assembly as they passed a resolution making the first week of March cuss-free week. As Eyewitness News reporter Sheba Ravinthan tells us, lawmakers were inspired by a teenager from Pasadena.
For some, it's just part of their daily repertoire. But today, 2 state assemblymen from Southern California decided to take cussing to the Capitol. They've introduced a new resolution to declare the first week of March a cuss-free week.
And I've always wondered why we can all behave calmly when Grandma is watching, then differently when we're on our own.
The measure was inspired by South Pasadena teen McKay Hatch. 2 years ago, he started a no cussing club at his junior high. Today, it has over 35,000 online members in 50 states and 20 countries.
I hope that by people taking this no cussing challenge for a week, they'll be able to do it for a month and then a year.
Hatch was in Sacramento today to support the resolution, and if it passes the Senate, the rule is to put money in a jar every time you curse. The money will then go to charity.
This no cussing measure will not be enforced. People will just have to choose to honor it, and for some, going a whole week without cursing may be tough.
I'll say I'll try, but it's not going to happen. Maybe about 30 minutes, and then after that, it's just downhill from there.
I just finished remodeling my kitchen, so there'll be no reason to cuss.
Today, some lawmakers felt there were bigger problems on their plate.
With the state broke, I don't know if this is what we should be spending our time on in here.
Still, many people are taking this resolution very seriously, and if this great-grandmother has been cuss-free for 12 years, maybe you can do it for a week.
So no problem, you could do that for a whole week.
Uh-huh. I think so. Maybe not.
Shubha Ravindran, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
16-year-old McKay Hatch has been on a crusade to stamp out cussing across the country. 2 years ago, the California teenager founded a no-cussing club at his school. His website has thousands of members, and he hopes to make the clean language trend global. McKay Hatch joins us this morning from Los Angeles. McKay, good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. Good to see you again. You've gone so far with this. You got this cuss-free week passed in your city, in your county. It made it all the way to the Capitol in California, and then what happened?
Well, it was funny. It was supposed to pass through the Senate yesterday morning. I mean, it passed through the Assembly floor with flying colors. It gets to the Senate, and Senator Steinberg says, you know what, let's put this one to the side for a little bit. And, you know, my thing is, and what the reason why they weren't doing it, I think, is because they know there's a lot more bigger things that we need to work on. But it's funny, just recently they passed over 120 different other ACRs. And let me read you just a couple of them. Acupuncture Day, NASCAR Day, and Lab Day. My thing is, you know, they're passing these, why not a no cussing week?
And you said that this is basically a victory for bullies. Why is that? What's the connection between cussing and bullies?
Well, I think, you know, this is something that I've worked for since day one. I'm passionate about this, and I've fought with bullies since day one with this whole no cussing club, and them not passing this through is just telling these bullies, you know, that they've won, and everything that they've been trying to stop me, they've accomplished it, and I really don't want that to happen.
Because isn't it true that it's been proven in schools when the cussing goes down, the bullying goes down significantly as well?
Yeah, I mean, I just received a 2-year study from a school in Louisiana saying they had a 64% decrease in profanity and a 90% decrease in bullying at their school. So this club, you know, is proven, and this week is just going to be a week to bring awareness and just to challenge people just for a week, you know, just to better their language, you know, not cuss for a week, and just respect people, you know, with their language.
Most kids aren't like you. You know, you're incredibly special. Why did you take this on in particular? Why is this so important to you personally?
Well, because I noticed in school that in middle school all my friends started cussing. This bothered me. I challenged them, and another reason why is because I saw a lot of my friends that were cussing just because they saw other kids doing it, not just because they wanted to do it. They thought it was the other thing that they could do to be cool. And so it's weird how it's just kind of evolved into this whole, I got a website, nocussing.com, and it's gotten bigger. I'm speaking to schools. I'm actually looking for a national sponsor to help sponsor a tour. So,
well, McKay Hatch, I have no doubt that you will go far with this. You have already, and congratulations. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
All right, take care.